Orange and his pals, Passion Fruit, Pear, and Marshmallow, from the hit Cartoon Network show, burst into your homes with all new high fructose adventures, traveling through time and space in their magical fruit cart with their only human friend, Nerville. Orange and his friends are thrown into one crazy predicament after another and are forced to squeeze their way out. Whether he's a pirate, a superhero, or a starship captain, Orange is always annoying. We begin with an episode that parodies the beloved science fiction television series Star Trek. Clearly they parodied Star Trek because VeggieTales already beat them to the punch in the third episode of that series, Are You My Neighbor? And clearly when somebody does a parody of a popular intellectual property, no one else is allowed to parody it. Ah yes, of course, we have the character lineup that you'd expect from this show. Orange, pear, passion fruit, grapefruit, coconut. Who is that? I've never seen him before. I recognize the apples before I recognize Coconut Fred over here. Oh, thank goodness, a distraction from my nitpicking.
This is Commander Broccoli of the starship Cruciferous. Who cannot escape? Surrender, and I shall be merciful.
Merciful? I thought you said your name was Broccoli.
That's so stupid.
Remember that alien broccoli fellow. He'll be important in a couple of episodes from now. To be fair, you have to have a pretty high IQ when we're talking about the intricate storylines and the very in-depth lore of the annoying Orange, okay? It's serious stuff. Soon our heroes crash land on a planet that looks like a jawbreaker and is filled with bunnies, unicorns, and rainbows. So naturally, this is the home of the Marshmallow. The Marshmallows welcome their prince and his fruit friends with open arms and a 3-day-long party. However, they're attacked by a giant rock candy monster.
It was a rock monster!
Oh, I wish. Who's naturally the sworn nemesis of the Marshmallows, because he's jealous that marshmallows are the key ingredient in s'mores instead of rock candy. Well, duh, clearly. They tried to blast the rock candy monster with lasers, but they seem to be useless. Thankfully, this monster can't help but expose his own weaknesses out loud, and they manage to push him into a boiling caramel lake, where he boils down and dies.
Oh, that will melt me to a sugary morass! Ah, there I go! Giving away my secrets again!
Hey, Big Rock Candy Monster! You're cooked!
And with that, the crew flies off now that their human friend Nerville got the ship up and running. Hey, wait a second. Isn't that Tobuscus? That one YouTuber that was really popular but I've never heard about because I never go on the internet ever?
Awkwardness of his current politics aside, as someone who always found Tobuscus annoying, get ready for a lot of mugging from him in this show. Damn TV shows trying to put YouTube people in them.
The next episode we'll be talking about begins with an outbreak of zombie vegetables attacking our main cast in the parking lot of the grocery store they live in, as Orange goes down the backstory as to how exactly we got here. So Marvell ripped off annoying Orange with the whole "you probably are wondering how I got here" thing. He explains that kids have been neglecting to eat their vegetables and even discarding them out of the window. As a result, they were hit with this zombification laser from alien broccoli who seek to destroy fruits. See? I told you he would come back later.
Also, this war between fruit and vegetables actually becomes a reoccurring thing in the show. For some reason both groups have produced very serious prejudices against each other in this world.
Whoa! For your information, I have a condition that makes me laugh uncontrollably at my own terrible jokes.
You think Andrew Schultz has that same disease?
And now Orange goes to a therapist to cure him of this disease. Because when you think fun survival zombie story, you think of a trip to Sigmund Freud, right? Once he returns, the zombie vegetable outbreak begins and they start with Apple, whose running gag is that he dies in every episode.
Guys, I got the ranch dressing!
Ranch dressing?
Veggie zombies hate that stuff.
Oh great! Now the show's becoming a bunch of pro-ranch propaganda. And before someone says anything, I know it's a controversial opinion, but no, I am not a supporter of ranch. I don't like the fact that the government is okay with ranch, and I really don't like the fact that we're teaching kids that it's okay to put ranch on vegetables, okay? I am very anti-ranch, and before someone even asks, yes, I am also very anti-scub as well. The zombie veggies end up dragging off Nerville. Thankfully though, the fruit cart that the fruits live on seems to be equipped with tech that can help them survive this produce zombie apocalypse. Though, slowly one by one, our heroes get picked off. Pun! The zombies go after Grandpa Lemon, Marshmallow, and Grapefruit, who valiantly sacrifice themselves. Or at least the last two do. Grandpa Lemon just seems to have fallen asleep again. But it seems the banana cart our heroes were trying to get to outside has now been overrun with the zombies.
There's no place left to hide! Orange, it isn't funny!
You think you can defeat my vegetable zombie army? Right now, they're attacking fruit stands worldwide, you hear me?
Honestly, if they wanted to defeat these broccoli alien guys, they should have just called the Powerpuff Girls, because they've tangled with their kind before. It would have made perfect sense since both shows were on Cartoon Network.
Hey, you, get out of here. So it turns out that the others are actually still alive, and our fruity friends have successfully stopped this zombie outbreak all over the world. Or do they?
Ugh. I gotta get a mop.
Next, we have a parody of the biggest movie of 2012, The Avengers. While the fruits have a pool party in a cooler filled with some kind of blue mystery goo leaking from the vents, Nerval goes in to look for what exactly this stuff is and where it's coming from. And even Pear ends up getting hit by the mystery goo once Grapefruit does a cannonball. After getting heckled by not Mr. Nezer over here, the fruits begin to develop superpowers from the goo. Orange can fly, Passion Fruit has X-ray vision, Little Apple grows giant, Marshmallow is super fast, Grapefruit can control things with his mind, and Pear is Aquaman. Because Pear's supposed to be the uncool one, you see. A superhero team made up of talking fruits. Yeah, that's cute and all, but let me ask you. Do they have a talking cucumber with suction cup toilet plunger ears? Or a faith-themed superhero played by Willie Ames? I didn't think so. Because he was ridiculed earlier, Grapefruit has gone mad with power and begins tormenting the produce in the store. After a suiting up montage, we get a full-on food fight.
Food! Fight!
No, don't reference food fight ever again. Ever. Jeez. For some reason, the other fruit's powers begin to weaken, though Grapefruit's powers still function perfectly fine. And oh look, he knocked over the cooler full of the goo that gave them their powers, and a lot of it then leaked onto Pear. He's going to prove himself and save the day, isn't he? The store fills up with water after a fire catches out and sprinklers go off.
All vegetables are helpless against my awesomely awesome power!
Too bad you forgot one thing.
And what would that be?
Tomatoes are vegetables!
I like him. New best character. Tomato is new best character. Not like there's much competition, but yeah, Tomato, best character in the show, hands down. Which is ironic because none of these characters even have hands.
Leave it to Jim Cummings to make that line awesome.
So Tomato pushes Grapefruit into the water, and Pear proves himself by defeating Grapefruit with fish that turn into giant muscles for him. Hooray! Pear's a hero! Yay! And Nerval gets hit with the mystery goo, and his hands grow into mop hands. These are actual things that happen in the show. Yeah, if you were even remotely curious what that mysterious blue goo was that gave everyone superpowers, they never really explain where it came from or how it has such capabilities. Explain, Annoying Orange! Explain!
With how intentionally cheap the animation is, something tells me this could have done well on Adult Swim. Kind of like a toned-down Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But because this was popular with kids, it had to be a daytime CN show. Jump forward to now, where you have adults who quote like Annoying Orange ironically unquote. I think the Adult Swim idea still holds some potential.
The next episode we have involves our crew being flown to a dinner party hosted by a plum called Professor Plum. After a rousing debate as to who crashed the flying machine and whether it's called soda or pop, Nerval has to hang back and fix it while the fruits go on their adventure. Are you noticing a pattern? Because this is exactly what they did in the first episode.
What's Professor Plum a professor of, by the way?
Theatrical design. But he's going for his master's in costuming.
His parents must be so proud.
Oh, they are!
After the lights go out and Apple is turned into a bunch of apple slices, the fruits run and hide in a statue room, which turns out to be filled with a bunch of dead fruits that have been stuffed. And after a joke of the plum being a serial killer, it seems that he's been murdered too. The gang split up to find out who could possibly be killing all these fruits.
See? Even the music is romantic.
How do I turn it off?
Oh, it's alright. Just leave it on.
I can barely see.
You know, I really can't tell if he's just oblivious to her advances or he's just not that into her.
My fruit's been spooned!
I'm not even gonna say anything. As all the fruits slowly die, it's revealed that it was Professor Plum the whole time, disguised as Marshmallow. And what was the dead giveaway? Because he said pop instead of soda. Yeah, you thought that grand sody pop debate from the beginning was just typical banter, didn't you? Oh, and it turns out that no one was really murdered. The Plum was just trying to perfect his costuming degree. But Apple's still dead, of course. And Nerval got the flying craft up and running again. So that episode just kind of happened. Though come to think of it, I think that would make the perfect critic quote on the back of the DVD box. Next up we have Escape from the Dawn of the Rise of the Planets of the Grapes of Wraps of the...
Grapes of Wrath, so stay out of our path.
As if you couldn't tell by now, I am going to constantly make VeggieTales references throughout this video. You see, that's a kind of a thing we do here on The Captivating Christian. This one involves the gang arriving in Napa Valley at a juicery where a bunch of grapes are fearing for their lives, not wanting to be plucked and turned into juice and jam. Jeez. Lots of produce murder in this show, I'm starting to notice. Oh, and of course, there's a group of snooty French grapes that they call sour grapes.
You talk pretty.
Well, you are big and smelly, and orange, and I don't want to talk to you no more.
Exactly. Here we go again with the obvious French stereotypes. Just to spite this show, I'm going to drink 2 bottles of the wine so that hopefully I can kill off those damn annoying grapes.
More jelly!
Does this count as fruit cannibalism, since he's friends with the fruits in this show? See, this is why you don't make a show about sentient foodstuffs.
Orange defeats the French grapes by whining, which renders them really weak and frail. But the other grapes, as well as the rest of them, are about to be harvested by the harvester machine and placed into a conveyor belt so they can all be squished.
I'll never get a chance to realize my dream of becoming a successful children's entertainer. Grapefruit is sweet and grapefruit is fun. There's enough grapefruit for everyone. Grapefruit.
Did this just turn into an episode of Scrubs, or Family Guy, or the Nostaglia Cricket with that cutaway gag? What the heck even was that? Well, it seems they're okay for now, but they then get dumped into a giant juicer machine, but Orange manages to save them by doing an annoying whine noise that gets them out of there. Somehow. They reunite with Nerval, who's eaten too many jelly sandwiches, and the sour grapes have been turned into raisins. Also, what was the point of having a banana character? He barely did anything. He was about as useless as the coconut. Okay, just one more episode and then we're done, because I don't think I can take much more of this. Don't you just love it when YouTubers who clearly have control over their own video act like they're contractually obligated to do things like talk about children's shows from decades ago? While the fruits play a game of volleyball in the grocery store, Pear wants to be left alone and read some Gulliver's Travels. But oh, old Orange lives up to his namesake and annoys the heck out of his friend. So Pear convinces Orange to travel the world so he can get some peace and quiet. After Orange takes him up on this and ends up traveling, he annoys a lot of people on his travels until he ends up coming across a group of sentient tennis balls at a tennis court. Because why not? After his friends fret over Orange's disappearance and reading a letter saying he's never coming home, the fruits decide to look for him. This results in the fruits getting chased by dogs at a dog park. They finally find Orange at the tennis center, as it seems he's gone insane, or more insane than usual, take your pick. And he plans to launch himself out of the tennis ball machine, not realizing he could possibly get injured in the process.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I know what to do. There is an elite team of tomatoes who specialize in kidnapping and deprogramming other tomatoes who are convinced they're vegetables.
Hey, what are you doing? You say tomato, I say let me go.
Wow. I guess those tomatoes were made out of pure C4 if they're just going to explode on impact like that. But Orange finally snaps out of it in the nick of time, Pear saves him from falling down the machine, and everyone is happy to have Orange back in their lives. I guess. I don't know. Look forward to some of the later episodes where they say they don't want him around anymore again. So that was just a couple of episodes from the high fructose adventures of the annoying Orange. I really don't understand why I talked about it for this series, other than the fact that talking about movies and shows that feature talking foodstuffs is kind of a reoccurring thing we do here. Granted, some of the jokes in this show aren't terrible, but the execution is just not that great. What with the production value making it seem like something that could have easily just went to the internet and nobody would have questioned it. Goes without saying, and I might be a little bit biased when I say this, but this clearly was not in the same league of something like VeggieTales, but that's just me. Well, Thanksgiving's in a couple of days, and that means that Christmas is going to be coming up on the horizon, so clearly we're going to have plenty of good things to talk about next month. I hope. Until then, may Jesus be with you.
Why'd you ever leave this magical place?
I had to follow my dream of becoming an actor on a web-based internet comedy series.
Good luck with that!